Whoa, holy moly. That's not how we want to fly the 310, and that did not go as planned. Anyways, I'm practicing flying the 310 because we are saving the 310. It is not gonna end up like this. Just don't look at the screen there. Well, I gotta go finish my multi-engine, and I just bought that Apache. Let's go see everything that's broke on it. There's a reason it was the cheapest twin-engine airplane in the US. This will be fine. Just shh. It's been 4 years since I've driven this thing. We finally got it all finished up. I think it's time to take it out on the road, and I do have a special delivery I have to make to a certain feller down in Bradenton that, you know, heck yeah, brother, you know who I'm talking about. We gotta unbury it. We got tires and motorcycles, and come to think of it, I don't think the driver's seat is bolted all the way in. It'll be fine. Oh yeah, battery. Oh man, these tires are heavy. Oh, Lord have mercy. That should clear all that stuff. That'll be fine. That'll be just fine. Oh, I forgot. I gotta put my license plate back on. Can't forget that license plate. Boom! Alright, Private Pile. Time for your first mission. Dose batteries. The original military ones are ginormous, take up that whole space. And we just threw a couple of whatever these are, gold somethings in here. And I'm hoping, if all goes well, that on there, and that there, okay, this should start. Now the fuel that's in it is still 4 or 5 years old. I don't even know how old that fuel is in there, so we'll see. It may start or it may not. Only one way to find out. Let's hit the key. Parking brake is on, in neutral. Okay, let's see. Hopefully these lights will come on. That's good. That could go off. Can I get a clear prop? No way! Did you see how easy that started? Private Kyle! Come on! What? Horn work? Beep, beep. That's the cheesiest horn ever. I am shocked that that started up. Man. Alright, Private Pile. Let's head down the road and get to the airplane. I think it's the same oil that was in the engine like 7 years ago. I never did change it because I never drove it. And it does have some blind spots, if I'm honest. I'm only doing 20 miles an hour and I can't hear myself. Brakes. Brakes still work. That's good. These Jeep seats are way more comfortable than those old ones. That's a definite improvement. Nice. Woo! We can really wind it up now. We're up to 40. 41. I got it floored. 42. Yeah! Come on. 43. Okay. Okay. That's kind of getting scary now. That's, yeah, that's, nope, we're just going to keep it right around there. That's uncomfortable. Man, I love this truck. Private Pile, you're alright, man. This is pretty awesome. Oh, looks like we're starting to overheat now. That's normal. It'll be fine. Yep, gonna have to pull over here because, ooh, the temperature is hot. It's not totally overheating yet, but it is getting warm. Oh. made it to the petrol station. Now this is going to be painful. $5.72 for fuel? Lord have mercy. Oh, and they don't even let you pay out here. And there you go. That's 125 bucks in fuel. Whew. This is the best part. Oh yeah. Whew. I just doubled the value of this truck. Man. Let's get to the airplane. What I love most about it is how quiet it is. You can hear a bomb explode. It's so quiet. We gotta find the appropriate parking spot. There you go. Hey, that's better. Yeah, that's where that needs to be. Because hey, it uses electricity too. This is my 1957 Piper Apache with the high horsepowers, 180 horse per side engines. I bought the cheapest one that was flying and in annual in the US. I paid $50,000 for it, which is a lot of money, but for an airplane that's flying with 2 engines, that's pretty much a fantastic deal. However, it was inexpensive for a reason. Let me show you some of the stuff we found on it. Let's just start at this end and work our way that way. Now I know you're gonna see this, you're gonna think, Jimmy, that's silly. Why are you getting upset about this? Okay, that one's not too bad. Is it this one? Yes. See this gasket right here? This is just a little bit of a gasket, but do you see that water right there and the rust that it makes? Yeah, that's the filler neck for the fuel. So all the water, when it rains, comes in here, puddles up, and then it goes inside the gas tank, which makes water in the fuel, which is no good. Thankfully, those are pretty cheap. In airplane world, they're probably only like $100 a piece. That's really not too bad. The one that gets expensive is under here. Let's go under here. Oh yeah, you see that little drip right there? See this little drip right here? Yeah, and then you see that. See that? That is hydraulic fluid, and it's coming. See that right there? That's leaking. And this is the bar that makes the wheels go up and down. That's kind of important. We need that to work. The other thing, which is not actually a big deal, but something we're gonna take care of. You see all this goo right here on that? That's the wiper seals for those, the struts there, getting dirt all over it and things, and that'll be pitting and then other things that'll make that leak, which then makes the wheels go and collapse. So we gotta get that taken care of. There's a switch under here somewhere. We'll get to that inside. One of these orange switches right here. One of those that I think has a broken wire, because you'll see when we get inside, it beeps at you whenever it's saying that the wheels are down and locked, but it's still beeping at you. So I think one of these switches has an issue, and it thinks that it might be still up, but it's down, but it's confusing it. So we definitely need to figure that out. Now, as we work our way around, you'll notice missing a couple of trim screws here and there. Yep, see, there's another one right there. On this side that are missing. Yeah, there's missing there, and missing there, and there. No, that one's in there. And now we come to this engine. Here, you'll notice, nice pretty thing we got going there. However, right there, you see on that belt? Get in there, is it focusing? There it goes. See that? That is from rubbing with this. When air hits it, it goes boom back and rubs, so it did. And we had to bend this back because it was rubbing on that belt. And if that belt breaks, that alternator goes out. Now we do have an alternator on that engine, which is one of the bonuses of having a you know, more than one engine on an airplane. However, you don't want this. And I also noticed up here, that little piece of metal, see if you can see it in there. Right here, that looks like it's rubbing. And I found that up here, that is where it's not connected, right there to this thing. So we're gonna have to fix that and that, because that's kind of important. You don't want stuff rubbing on things. Okay, so again, not too bad. What else on this engine? It was this side? Yes, you see on the prop how it has that oil streak right there? That's not good. A couple of things could happen. They could have over greased it in the hub and it's just spitting out, because I think it was either this prop or the other prop that they took off and had the shop go through it. So that could just be that, or it could be the seal inside and the bearing, and it'll make this prop all wonky and funky and you won't be able to use it. So that needs some attention right there. Last thing on the outside is what's behind door number 1. Down inside there, hard to see, is the brake reservoir. And when I got it, it was pretty much bone dry. And that's not good, because you're supposed to be able to look down in there and see the fluid. Can you see the fluid in there? And it wasn't. I had to add quite a bit. And now I don't actually know where that fluid went. I don't know if inside the airplane, in there, if it's leaking somewhere in there, if it's not leaking down on the brakes on either side, over there, and I don't see it coming out from underneath anywhere. So I'm thinking it might be inside the airplane, down in there somewhere. Let's go check out inside and see all the things I found that need some love inside the airplane. Shade. If I'm honest, this is a pretty nice place to be. I don't think we need that. The fuel tanks, one of these is jacked up. Here, I'll go ahead and turn the beep. Oh, there it goes. So when you switch one of these tanks, the right tank, it goes massive full and stays there, or one of them does. Try the left tank. There it goes, that one. That one is very optimistic, and it's always optimistic. And yeah, I would say it's kind of important to have a accurate fuel gauge. So that's one. Oh, quiet. And now we'll check that out. There we go. Whew. Shh. This nose trim indicator is stuck, so you never know where you're at. You can crank on it and crank on it and crank on it and it doesn't move. I think it's just stuck on the little thing. It needs just a spring or something to lubricate that, so hopefully that'll be a fairly simple, easy fix. This little thing here is to check the vacuum pumps that work this, and what else does it work? It works that. These two right here are what the vacuum system operates, and they're both pretty darn important. This one tells you if you're right side up, that's the ground, that's the sky. You want to keep those matched. And this tells you where you're going. That's also kind of important if you want to go back. In this one, you have your left engine, and then your right engine, and then it has, they go in, out of each engine, and then they connect, and then one pipe comes into all the rest of it. This checks it from the engine, that checks it from the engine, and this checks it on the other side of the pipe here. One side it goes to right about 5, which is where it's supposed to be. The other side goes to 8, which is not where it's supposed to be when it's on these two settings here. However, from the engine, it is supposed to be on 8, and then after the engine up here, it's supposed to be on about 5. Well, something in here is not working the way it's supposed to, so we gotta have to figure that out too. Down here, These switches right here are for the alternators on both engines. And this has 2 alternators, one on that engine, one on this engine, and the same thing, they come together, boop, and then they balance the load so that each alternator is working just as hard. Well, if you have one engine that fails, it's supposed to switch over so that that alternator is taking all the load. However, we test it by these switches here. So we'll take this switch and go off, and then we look at our volts and our amperage, and it's supposed to stay up and do all that. Well, it kind of works. So when you switch it down, it goes off for a little bit, and then after about 2 minutes, it kicks on sometimes. And on this side, it does it really well, but not on that side. So that's fun. And this is our critical engine, which means that engine, when it goes out, this engine is trying to kill you the most and take you and just go and flip you upside down and spike you into the ground. We want to avoid that. And on my test, we have to shut that engine all the way down, make the propeller stop in flight, and then if all goes well, start it back up. And it's a pain in the butt to start back up after it's all the way turned off while you're flying. So that does make me a little worried, because if we lose that one, then the alternator goes down, then we're losing some of our voltage to turn the motor, and then it compounds the issue of the critical engine, and it's the only one that operates the gear and the flaps, and it's the one that has the charging alternator issue. We'll be fine. I don't see how anything could happen whatsoever. We'll be just fine. Yep. Yep. I bought this airplane specifically, well, 2 reasons. One, I got a really good deal on it. The second is it's an excellent trainer airplane to get your multi-engine. It's not too powerful. It can fly really slow and is very, very forgiving, makes a great trainer, which brings me to a huge announcement. Jimmy's World has taken over Wings of Compassion 501c3. They've been in business, not in business, they've been around since 1982. Our mission is to serve the military and law enforcement community and to help people get in the air with their pilot's license and training and whatever we need to do with that. You can find out more, go to wingsofcompassion.com. Also on that note, the website is pretty old. It hasn't been updated in a minute. We need somebody out there, somebody watching this, that is a website designer that can maybe help us put a new website up that will be able to take donations and information and just spruce it up a little bit, bring it into all the new stuff that's happening. This very airplane, this Apache, my goal is to see it used for training for the military folks and for other pilots to be. Like I said, it's a fantastic airplane. I think it'll be a great cause. And it flies really, really well. I've done all my training in it. Yeah, it's got a few squawks here and there, but we'll take care of it. It's not too bad. And as far as using it for that, making the cost as absolutely low as possible, if we can't do it for free even, that would be my ultimate goal. Nobody from any money that goes into that's fully tax deductible. Any donations that go into that, we can give you a full maximize your tax deduction for donations of other airplanes or boats, or some guy even donated a thoroughbred horse. That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard of, but that's what happened. Anything of monetary value, and we can change it into actual money, pretty much just get changed into gas and maintenance to keep these things in the air so that you folks out there can get your pilot's license, maybe do some therapy type flights, maybe get you where you need to go if you need to go to Walter Reed or something like that. We do everything we can to try to help. And that's why, bam, Navy SEAL Foundation, quick plug for them. I don't get anything from it. They sent me this shirt. I volunteered for them about 5 years ago at a fundraiser. And I learned, and I'm in Air Force, but I learned that their foundation helps the families of Navy SEALs that have died in the line of duty. They, because there's a family that's left after they pass away from serving this great country. So I want you to go there, make a donation to them, whatever you need to do, support that foundation, that community, those families that their military men, I think some women, have given the ultimate sacrifice for this country. We got a lot more updates coming. with the nonprofit and what we're going to be doing and all that. Whew. I am getting ready for my check ride so I can be a commercial multi-engine pilot with instrument. Basically be able to fly anything with more than one engine at a commercial level in some bad weather, which would have been really nice on that trip back from Arizona with Cameron right there. We'll get her updated soon. We got some hot rod parts coming in for the motor over there. We'll get some more BTUs out of that thing. That's going to be fantastic. We're working directly with the guys at Lycoming to spruce that up. And I don't know, maybe we can find a turb ski to put in there or something like that. Maybe a full FADEX system. Yes, that would be just fantastic. Yep, getting ready for my check ride next week on Memorial Day of all days, which is fantastic. It's going to be my dedication to all of the men and women who have given the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty for this great country. Thank you and your families that are still around for that. Without you, we would not be able to have the freedoms that we have. Thank you for that. I would say all in all, good purchase on this one. Hallelujah. Basically, we got Cameron back there, which is an airplane that I didn't build. It works really well. And we got this airplane here, which I didn't build, that's working really well. So I think the key here is to go save the 310. And we're gonna get it flying to Oshkosh. And yes, I know we said the same thing about sun and fun, but this time it'll be different. Isn't that what they always say? This time it'll be different. We've got an epic plan in place. Yes, we're still taking 2 airplanes and we're gonna make 1. You'll just have to see it. It's gonna be phenomenal. And I actually tried to get this airplane 2 years ago. You'll see the story. You're just gonna have to watch. Next stop is old Cleater. I gotta bring him a little bang bang for the top of his tank. I'll see you there.